Men need to understand their purpose. All men have the same purpose, but yet many men try to formulate their own purpose for their life. In other words, men try to construct or come up with their own will for themselves. We know that it's error to do that. And so, like I said, all men were created for the same purpose. And the purpose they were created was to glorify the one who created them, their maker, to glorify him. And the way they glorify him is by fearing him and keeping his commandments. You see? And it seems that men have forgotten many of the commandments of the Father in place of just a few that they hear over and over and over from the mouths of men. A lot of men, they get their idea of a relationship with God from men. You understand what I mean? Well, when you do that, this causes you to go astray from the purpose that God created you for. You see it? Which was to tend and to keep the garden. That's one of the commandments that men forgot, even though it was which one of them commandments? Out of all of them, which one was that one? If you could put a number on it. Tend and keep the garden was the purpose he put the man in there. Isn't that what the scripture says? He put him in there too. So when you heard the word too, that meant this was the purpose. See that? So why did he place the man into the garden? So then he gave him a command to tend and to keep. If a man doesn't do that, then he's not fulfilling his purpose as a man. Do y'all hear what I'm saying, flockulators? He may be fulfilling his own will. He may be doing what he think is good, because a man goes in a way that in his mind he think is good. The scripture says every man thinks his way is good. If he did something and it made him a whole lot of money, he thought it was a good thing that he did. It may not have been, but he'll think that it's good, and so will other men. You see that? All because of their error in judgment that I've always told you guys about. If you can't judge righteous judgment, then you don't actually know what anything is. And that's the way it's been with men for a long time, little flock. Because men have had wrong judgment, they haven't actually been able to decipher what they've been dealing with around them. And the number one thing they couldn't decipher that they were dealing with around them was their counterpart, which happens to be the woman. They have had no clue of what they're actually dealing with when they're dealing with the woman. Now, when he told him to tend and to keep the garden, did he tell him that before the woman or after the woman? Which one would you say? And my next question gonna be, so does that mean that Adam had a purpose and a duty before the woman or after the woman? Now, he was also told to have dominion. He was also told to name the creatures. You see? Were these things that he did after the woman or things that he did before? That's all you have to ask yourself. In other words, did he have a duty before the woman came along? So when did that woman become his duty? That's my next question. Uh-oh. Now, while y'all pondering that question over, I got another question I want you to chew on in the meantime. This woman, when she was presented to Adam, what did Adam say? Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. So now I got another question I need you to chew on. Was that woman taken from the earth or taken from the ground? What substance was she taken from? So then, do you see how her and the man are uniquely different in regards to how they were created and how they were made? The man was created from the dust of the ground. The woman, however, was created from the man. So do you see that there? So what men have forgotten is the hierarchy or the divine order of God. They have been pacified and duped into accepting a false a false version of the order of God. When you hear things like happy wife, happy life, this is proving to you that the divine order has been usurped. If the man is the head of the woman, then how is it that if the woman isn't happy, the whole house isn't? If the man is the head of the woman, guys. Now, who said the man was the head of the woman? Y'all know good and damn well who said that. Y'all know good and damn well who said it. Not no man said that. You see that? How could the woman be the head of the man when the woman came out of the man, guys? Think about what y'all is saying here. What the grandson is saying, I should say. Think about it, actually, what I'm saying to you. How could the woman be the ruler over the man, or how could they be equal even, if she was taken out of man, but the man was taken out of the ground? Why didn't Abba just scrape up some more earth? He could have. How come he didn't just scrape up some more earth next to Adam, scrape up another figure next to him, and breathe some breath of life into her? How come he didn't do that? How come the scripture says she's the weaker vessel if she's equal? If one is weaker than the other, are they equal? This isn't even hard to understand. It's just that when you've been living so long caught up in your feelings, drowning under the damn sea like Little Mermaid or some shit, and Sebastian up under the sea, now your ass up under there and you don't know what the hell's going on, you start thinking, oh no, the woman is the prize. The woman is what I should chase after. The woman is who I should pour all my energy into. These are the same people that say that they know the Bible. What does the Bible have to say about a woman? Well, I can give you a few precepts if you're struggling. Out of 1,000 men, I found one righteous one. Out of 1,000 women, I found not one righteous. Who can find a virtuous woman? Who can find her? For her price is far above rubies if you can find one. But who the hell can? There is no wickedness. All wickedness is but little in comparison to the wickedness of a woman. Shall I continue? The adulterous woman wipes her mouth and says, I've done no sin. So shall I continue? The wicked woman's feet take hold of hell. Stay far away from her door. Don't enter in at her house. Don't do it. Stay far away from her. Shall I continue? Shall I speak about a woman named Delilah? Do you guys want to break down that story that we all know very well? I don't think we need to. I think her name rings enough bells. Shit. What more do y'all need to see to understand that this is what man has been defective in since the fall? That's why he fell. He didn't listen to his God. Instead, what he chose to do was listen to his wife. Isn't this the truth? Isn't that why he was cursed? Now, what does the curse look like? Child support court. Friend of the court, I should say. The niggas ain't even a court. They call it the friend of court. Some shit they just made up to get some money out of nigga. Your ass standing there now. Where else you standing at? You standing in divorce court. Standing there getting some more money pilfered about your ass called alimony. Now you got to do that shit. What else you got to go through? Because you listen to your wife over God. See, when the woman usurps the authority from the man, the curse falls upon everybody. When we all understand that that's what's happening. What happened in the beginning? He claimed the end from the beginning. Somebody got wisdom here today? So then what does that mean about the end? If in the beginning, everything got screwed up and fell apart because the woman usurped authority and then submitted her husband to it, to the folly she was in, correct? So then Adam's sin was listening to his wife and not listening to God. What are men doing today? Why do you think the world is set up the way that it is? Oh, girl, yes. If you don't like your body and everything, you can just go to Miami and holler at Dr. Schwarzkopf and he'll get your body right and tight in about 20 minutes. Oh, don't worry about you got to be healing for 3 to 4 fucking months and every damn thing. Don't worry about all that. You look good when you go to the club, girl. You look good when you go to the club. Oh, I think it's okay. I think it's okay to call myself this, even though it's obvious that I'm this. I'm going to call myself that because that's what I feel like I am. Every time somebody goes with what it feels like, that proves what dominion they're under. The woman's. And that's why they're fucked up. I don't give a fuck what people feel about it. That's why you're all fucked up in the world. If you weren't fucked up, how come y'all need so many pharmaceuticals? Can you tell me that? If you're not fucked up, then why are you niggas going through mental health crisis? Why are all of y'all niggas on opioids if y'all ain't fucked up? Grandson, please stop cooking us. Please don't ask us any more questions because you're just going to keep on cooking and cooking and cooking. Yeah, I'm going to keep on cooking and cooking while your ass can't do shit but sit there looking. Man is not to submit to a woman. Now, I gave it to y'all spiritually, but I know that many people will only hear it carnally. But I'll say it spiritually for those who may be wanting to know. That means that nobody should submit themselves to how they feel because feelings change. They're fleeting. They're not true. True means everlasting. Feelings aren't. They change. So therefore, they're not everlasting, are they? No. All right then. So then they shouldn't be ruling your house if they change on a dime, should they? 1 minute you sad as hell, the next minute you glad as hell, the next minute you mean as hell. And we want you to be our ruler. Come on. Not a nigga that's that damn volatile where he just goes off what he feels that day. I feel like killing a nigga. So you just gonna just do it? This nigga think he ludicrous now? I feel like slapping a nigga today. Slapping a nigga today. I feel like slapping a nigga today. You feel like slapping a nigga, so you just gonna go do it? Oh, well, no, grandson, I'm not going to. So that means that you know good and damn well it ain't good to go with what you feel all the time then, does it? So then that means that that's what happens when you listen to the woman. Do you understand spiritual things now? Because I made it nice and clear for you. The easiest way to make it clear to a human being is to use the man and the woman. Even though that ain't what you talking about. Because watch what I'm about to explain to you. Can a woman have rulership over a man who has rulership over his feelings? Look at that answer you got. So then can a man have rulership over the woman if he doesn't have rulership over his feelings? Look at that answer there. Look at that answer there. See how you can't get around it? See how you can't get around the truth that I'm telling you? That's called power. You will only have this power if you have submitted yourself to the Father, which is divine order. Once you've submitted yourself to him, you don't have to do anything else in life. You are that thing now. Y'all don't understand that? I can spend a lot of time breaking it down for you, but I've broken it down so many times that I don't think I need to do that anymore. If your ass wasn't paying attention at the School of Marvelous Light, it ain't my fault. It's so bright here, everything is easy and obvious to see. How come you don't see it? How come you couldn't see it? Well, Albert already said the type of people that can't see. He called them blind. You see that? And we know where the blind end up. They end up in a ditch, right where they damn belong, if you ask me. So that's why y'all heard that snippet that y'all heard on my last video. That's why you heard what you heard in it. That's why you heard it sound the way it sounds, because it's just that deep. People don't understand it's that deep, so that's why they don't sound the way I sound saying it to you, because they don't understand the depth of it. They don't understand the destruction, the curse that it brings upon the earth. The whole earth is cursed because of this. It's not cursed because of anything else. It's cursed because you've submitted yourself to your feelings, nigga. That's it. Once you have overcome your feelings. So everything that the grandson has been telling you is all coming to fruition perfectly now. That once you come out of the lower passions, you come back to where you were supposed to be all along, which is in the head of the body. That's where the man's supposed to be. That's the divine order. He's not to be in the lower extremities of the body or the lower passions. That is not where he dwells. He dwells in the head of the body. Why do you think Christ says that where I am, there you may be also? If you where somebody am, not is, where they am at, then that means they're presently there and you are presently there with them. So where are you? Who are you with when you're in the secret place? Because Yahushua told you who you're with when you're in the secret place. And when do you go into the secret place? Presently. It doesn't matter when you go. When you go, that's the present moment when you go. Y'all understand what I'm telling you today? So before you go off the deep end because a woman then got you in your feelings, before you lash out and react, I need you to consider what's going on when you do that. That means she is ruling over you. That means you are under a curse. And so is she. Independent women think that that's a blessing to be that way, when it's actually a curse to be independent, because that's not what God said you were. He didn't say that. He said you have a head over you. And he also said that your desire, because of your sin, your desire shall be for your husband, but he shall rule over you. That's part of your curse. Desire means to have mastery over. I need y'all to understand that, brothers, before I end this message. It ain't gonna be very long. Not this one. When you say you desire something, what you're saying is you desire to have mastery over it. You want mastery. And for instance, if you want a body, if you want a certain type of body, a nice body, it requires you to have mastery in the gym room over certain things. Have mastery over your cravings. Have mastery and discipline over all aspects of your body to bring it to the state you want to bring it into. Correct? So what you're really saying when you say I desire is I want mastery. So when it says the woman desire shall be for her husband, what do you think it means? She wants to have mastery over him. She wants him to submit to her. She wants to rule over him. She wants to be his head. And so she fights tooth and nail, even unbeknownst to herself, to do this. Y'all hear what I'm trying to say to you today, little flockulators? Even unbeknownst to herself, she does this. She seeks to usurp her husband's authority over her head. Constantly, she does it to him. She provokes him. She stresses him. She pokes and prods and tests and strip and rip and do every damn thing she can do possibly. You see it? And that is truly helpful to the man. Why is it? Because it proves that his loyalty remains in I am. No matter how much she poke, no matter how much she cries, no matter how much she skips, no matter how much she dips, no matter how much she grinds, no matter how much she licks, no matter how much she humps, no matter how much she, whatever other words y'all want to say, cooks, no matter how good she cook, no matter how good she look, no matter if she can read a book, no matter if her ass got your ass took, you better come back to the Most High, my brother. so that you can receive a blessing instead of a curse. Y'all hear that? Now we're going to talk more about this, little flock, because this is the end of the story, because it was the beginning. Do not give up your crown for no feelings, no emotions. And once you do that, now you can have a wife, because you've proven you have dominion over the woman again. Do y'all understand that, brothers? But how many men have not found the dominion over their feelings and emotions, but yet they're asking God for a wife? I need you to hear that today. And any man that asks me and say, well, I want a wife, grandson, I want a wife. Pray to God for a wife. Do you know what I tell that man? I said, are you that man? And anybody who has come to me and asked me about how to get a wife, is that not what I've told you as well? Are you the man who has the wife? Or do you think power is that wife? Because I'm here to tell you that power is I am. Not wife, not her, not she, not they, not them. I am is where power is. So are you that man? You hear me today, little flock? Are you that man? Salawam, Mr. Allah.